Have you ever heard one of those simple stories that just clicks? One that kind of sticks with you? Well, that's what we're diving into today. A really powerful little story about a professor, some students, and a few cups of coffee. It's got a huge lesson about dealing with the craziness of modern life. So, let's get into it. But before we even start the story, I want to ask you something directly. Just take a second and think about it. Are you, right now, truly happy with your life? It's a heavy question, I know, but it's really at the heart of everything we're about to talk about. Just keep it in the back of your mind. All right, so our story kicks off with a problem that, honestly, is probably going to sound pretty familiar to a lot of us. It starts with a group of old students who, from the outside looking in, seem to have it all figured out. So, picture this, right? A little reunion, a group of graduates, all successful in their careers, making good money. They all decide to go visit their favorite old professor. Sounds like a really nice, wholesome catch-up, doesn't it? Well, that's not exactly how it went down. The conversation pretty quickly turned from happy memories to, well, complaining. A lot of complaining. Despite all their success, every single one of them was talking about how stressed out they were, how frustrating their jobs had become, and just how anxious they felt about their lives in general. It basically turned into a big group vent session. And the professor? He just sat there, listening patiently to all of it. But instead of jumping in with a bunch of advice, he decided he was going to teach them one last lesson. And he did it with a clever little puzzle. After hearing all their troubles, all their modern-day anxieties, he just smiles. And instead of a lecture, he offers them something simple and comforting. He says, "How about some coffee?" Now, here's where it gets interesting. He doesn't come back with a matching set of mugs. Nope. He brings out this big tray with a completely random mix of cups. You got some beautiful, expensive-looking porcelain ones, some plain glass ones, some simple ceramic mugs, and even a few cheapo paper cups. A total mishmash. He puts the tray down and just tells them to help themselves. Now, what happens next is the absolute key to the entire story. It reveals the real source of all their stress without them even realizing it. And what do you think happened? Instantly, almost like a reflex, every single student reaches for the best cup they can find. They grab the shiny porcelain, the fancy glass ones, and of course, all the plain, simple cups, they're left behind on the tray, completely untouched. So once everyone has their coffee and they're settled, the professor looks at them all calmly and says, "You all chose the cup, not the coffee." Just let that sink in for a second. And boom, there it is. The puzzle is out in the open. This is that aha moment where the professor is about to explain the deep meaning behind their simple choice. He goes on to explain, look, the cup doesn't add a single thing to the quality of the coffee.